In this video I'm going to take you through some of the advanced post formatting features. Now you can see here in this post we've got all kinds of different headings and quotes, different layouts, tables, all kinds of different things. So just want to show you that you can do more than just write basic text. So what you might find is on your post or page you might not see this option. So if I just click on this, you'll see what happens. You see these advanced options have disappeared. So if you want to see these, you sometimes need to click on this link here, the Show Hide Kitchen Sink. So click that and then you'll get all of the advanced formatting features. So the first advanced formatting feature are the headings. This is what I want to highlight. So the headings are really important for not just style but also SEO purposes. The actual headings from H1 to H2 carry more weight in SEO. So for example, a heading 1 is more important than a heading 2, and search engines pick this up. So if you've got a page full of heading 1s, then Google doesn't really know which heading or which titles are most important. So you want to really use the headings in the right way, not just for the visual aspect but for SEO purposes. That's just one thing I'll mention. But here you can use the headings, and if you want to change the heading you can click here and then change the heading that way. So you just change the heading to either heading 1 or heading 2. Quick note here, the top one here, so the top title is usually always, it should be a heading 1. If it's not on your one, then it should be heading 1. So you generally start with a heading 2 in the body copy. So just to make a note of that. Next ones here, you've got things like block quotes. That can be achieved. You can get to that using this button here. So that's the block quote. Again, you've got block quotes here, so that's the same thing. If you want to insert a table, you can do that by doing this in code. But there's so if I just go into the HTML mode, you can see the table code there. So in HTML mode, or text mode, you can add any HTML that you want. Not every, mind you, you can't add all code. Some might get stripped out. Like if you try to add PHP code in here, it won't work unless you've got a specific plugin which allows you to insert code. So some stuff can get stripped out, but generally you can copy and paste any HTML code, snippets of code, and put them in the text mode, and it will appear in your WordPress post. Now that's the tables. So you can, if you've got the tables, there is not actually built into WordPress. There's not really a table editor as such, so you have to do that in HTML mode. What I do suggest, there is actually a plugin which I use for tables, and it's called MCE Tables. So I'm just going to leave this page and I'll come back just quickly. So install a plugin. I know I'm getting ahead of ourselves here, but there's this MCE Tables plugin which I really like. I'm just going to install this really quickly and show you tables, but it is an advanced thing, so I shouldn't really be getting into it, but it is useful. So let's go back into there, and it'll actually add. So with the plugins, I didn't really go into that, but with plugins you can add all kinds of additional features to WordPress. We'll come back to that. But here we've got the table. So if I want to add a new table, now I've installed that plugin, I can add a new table. So here I can change how many columns I want, how many rows, padding, all kinds of different properties. So I can then insert that into the blog. So there we've got a nice new table set up for us without having to go into HTML mode and do that manually. Other things here, you've got these definition lists. You've also got unordered lists. Now to create a list, you've got the bullet point button here, and this is how you create a list. So if I want to create a new list, I would type my list. For example, and then I would just highlight those and click on the bullet button, and that's how you do a list. If you want to do numbers, obviously you can click the numbers. If you want to, you can also indent bullets. So here we've got an indented list, you can see. So if I can just undo that. Okay, so now I've messed up my formatting. Let's see if we can fix this. So let's undo the list, and then let's say I want that list item 2 to be indented. So what you can do is use these indent buttons. So that indents content for you. So you can change the position of them that way. So maybe I want that to be a sub of that. So there you've got the indentation tabs as well. Other things you've got, HTML. Like I said, you can add any HTML or most HTML tags within WordPress using the text editor. And here you've got an address formatting, so that's in that menu there. The anchor tag. This is like an anchor tag is, if you don't know what a link is, that's when you insert a link to something. So let's put maybe a link to Google, and then if I want to create a link to Google, it's called an anchor tag. See this little anchor link icon, click on that, and then type the link into the website you want to go to. So I generally just copy and paste the URL. So if I want a link to to Google, just copy the link from Google, paste that in there. It's a bit of a long link, so I'm just going to get rid of that stuff, and then put in the title of the link and add the link itself there. And that's how you add an anchor link. Okay, so not every single not all of these particular formats will be on the editor menu here, but the main ones I wanted to show you were the ones in the show hide kitchen sink. So you've got the headings, which are the most common ones you'll be using, but there are additional tags and formatting you can apply within the text editor, and as long as you've got the tags that you need. So here we can see we've got the abbreviation title tag. I've never used it myself, so but you can use, you can just copy and paste these. If you have a look around online and you find a need to use these, ideally, if for search engines they look at this stuff, but it's a very, I don't personally think it's that important, but if you're doing an abbreviation, ideally you want to use the correct semantic code and tags when doing these kind of things. It's just a way of visually, if you look on, in terms of styling the page, if we come down and look at these things, you can see you can then, if you tag them, you can have a different style for these things. So you can see as an abbreviation tag, you've got this abbreviation for this, and you can see you've got a little dot 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 underneath it. So it's a way of just styling certain things, and that's the only reason I would personally use it. But in terms of search engine optimization, it may also be useful if you're using the correct code. So that's it really, that's advanced formatting. I hope that's helped.